Have you ever been in a worship rehearsal and felt like something was just off? The worship leader is leading, the band is playing, everyone knows their parts, and yet the whole thing just feels a bit disconnected. Like there's no one actually steering the musical flow. That role, the person who guides the band, keeps things together, shapes transitions, and supports the worship leader in real time, that person is the music director. And almost every church needs one, but very few churches have one or even know how to develop one. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the complete method we use to develop music directors here at MxU from scratch. This is the same training process we've refined over years of working with worship and tech teams. And throughout the video, you'll see some visuals from the music directing pathway we've built inside the MxU platform. But this video is about giving you the blueprint, right? Something you can take and use with your volunteers today. So let's jump in. First, I want to talk about musical language, right? The first step in training a music director is building a common musical language. When we start training someone, we focus on the fundamentals, not to get the academic, but to get the practical, right? Here's what your MD must know cold: the Nashville number system, the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6 chords in every key, right? How to hear patterns and predict where a song is going, and how to communicate musically without breaking flow. This alone changes everything. When a music director can say, band, let's go to the 4, or hold on the 1, or stay on the 6 minor and build, tag that again, the entire band instantly knows what to do, right? So early on, I'll literally sit with them, listen to the songs, pause it and say, well, really I'll ask, okay, what number is this chord? We'll chart common patterns. We'll practice calling changes out loud. We'll build the foundation together. This step eliminates 80% of the confusion most worship bands will experience. Now let's talk about the purpose of an MD. Step 2 is helping them understand the purpose behind their role. Really, a lot of people think a music director is just a person calling out cues, but that's only a tiny part of it. And here's the real job they have. A music director keeps the band unified. A music director shapes the musical dynamics, right? A music director manages those transitions so they feel intentional. A music director is going to listen to the worship leader and ultimately helps the band respond instantly in the moment. A music director makes the musical side of the service actually connect with what is happening in the room. And here's the real truth here. A music director is not just a boss. They're a support role for the entire band and the worship leader. They exist to make the worship leader's vision happen in real time. Once someone understands the why of the role, everything else becomes easier. Now let's talk about core skills. Now we get into the muscle memory, the practical skills your MD will actually use every Sunday. And these are trainable. So here are the 4 biggest ones. 1, calling clean, confident cues in short, clear, non-distracting ways, right? Bridge, tag it again, drop out, stay here, build. Confidence matters more than how perfect the cue is. The band will follow that confidence. Now, number 2, reading the worship leader. This is huge. A great MD can read the worship leader's body language, breath, phrasing, and eye contact, right? They're always watching. They can sense when a moment is rising or settling. And number 3, thinking one step ahead. A great MD anticipates moments before they happen, right? She's going to repeat that line, or he's about to break it down, or we need to swell here. This is going to be a quiet moment. You can literally practice this by watching recorded worship sets and asking what's about to happen next, right? It actually can be pretty fun when we do that. Now moving on to 4, playing and talking at the same time. Man, this one is hard. This is like really challenging even for skilled musicians. So we practice it like a muscle. We have to. I'll have MDs play a simple progression and call imaginary cues at the same time. It'll build the reflex of leading musically and verbally without getting flustered. Now let's talk about mastering transitions. Transitions are where most worship teams struggle the most, and this is where a music director becomes absolutely essential. Here's how I break it down. 1, song-to-song transitions. A great MD knows how to get out of a big ending without train wrecking. Right? They know how to enter the next song smoothly. They shape that emotional flow from song to song. And 2, spontaneous worship moments. Man, this can get tricky. This is where MDs will shine. If the worship leader lingers, if the congregation leans into a moment, if the room needs that space, the MD helps the band react as a unit on the fly. One unit, right? Now, number 3, speaking segments, announcements, prayer, communion, scripture. These are the moments that often can feel the most awkward in church. Your MD helps set that tone, right? Swelling when needed, holding that pad, right? Or creating tension, clearing space, matching that emotional tone. The music director is going to give the worship leader a musical runway to land the moment well. Now let's talk about leadership in stage culture. Next, your MD has to they have to understand their leadership role. They're not just calling cues, they're shaping the culture of the band, right? Here's what I do to train them in this. 1, lead rehearsals well, show up early, come prepared, keep rehearsal moving, be a problem solver, not a problem creator, right? 2, communicate respectfully. Great MDs, they don't bark, they don't panic, they stay calm, they encourage, they build confidence in people, right? And 3, they set the tone on stage. Professionalism, presence, musical sensitivity. The MD models all of this. When the music director is grounded, the whole band becomes grounded with them. Now let's talk about the training rhythm when training a music director. Training somebody week by week, this doesn't have to be complicated. Here's the simple rhythm we use. Week 1, let's focus on musical language. Teach them the number system, common progressions and key awareness, right? In week 2, we'll move on to cueing practice, run through songs and practice calling those cues confidently. And then in week 3, we get to focus on transitions, analyze worship sets and practice shaping transitions between songs. Moving on to week 4, leadership tone. Talk through how to run a rehearsal, how to communicate, and how to stay calm. In week 5, and really beyond week 5, give them real reps. Let them MD a single song, then maybe 2 songs, then eventually the entire set. You coach them from the side, right? So that's the complete process we use to train music directors here at MxU, step by step, from nothing to confident leader MDs, right? Like leadership built MDs. It's repeatable. It really makes your worship experience more unified, more intentional. We see it time and time again. And if you want your volunteers to go through this exact training pathway, you can actually enroll them in the music directing pathway inside MxU. You've been seeing it throughout this whole video. We've already built the entire thing for you. If you want, we'll do all the work, the assignments, the structure, the progress tracking, everything, and we'll keep you notified along the way. But whether you're using that or not, now you have the blueprint, exactly what I've given you here in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If this video is helpful, please like and subscribe. Liking just helps us grow this channel and reach other churches just like you, and subscribing just keeps you notified next time we release videos. So thank you for joining. We'll see you next time.